Slide 117, Lesson 7, Qal Imperfect Future Tense. Remember the Qal Perfect past tenses that were in the last lesson? They had suffixes attached to the ends of the verbs on their left. Here are the Qal Perfect past tense verbs for he guarded, she guarded, you guarded, etc. And the suffix on the left, on the end, determines whether it's she guarded or you guarded or I guarded, etc. Shamar, he guarded. Shamra, she guarded. So Shamra has a hey on the end. Shamata, you guarded, to a man. It has a tav at the end. Shamat, you guarded, to a woman. It has a tav on the end but doesn't have the kamats. Shamati, I guarded. It has a tav and a yod on the left hand side at the end. And then for the plurals, shamru, they guarded. It has a vav with a dot in it, a shurek, shamru. Shamatim, you guarded, to men. It has a tav mem on the left hand end, shamatim, you guarded. And then you guarded to women, a group of women, shamatin, shamatin. It has a tav and a nun at the end. And finally, shamanu, we guarded. Shamanu has a nun and a shurek or vav with a dot in it. Shamanu. So there are the Qal Perfect past tenses with the blue suffixes on the end in this diagram. So we looked at that in the last lesson. Well, there's something called the Qal Imperfect, and it is a future tense table, more or less, and it, on the other hand, always have prefixes at the front or right of the word, plus a suffix sometimes added to the end. So this is a whole nother table. This table here is the Qal Perfect past tense. Now we're going to have a look at a different table in this lesson, and here it is here. Now it has different letters attached to either end. It always has a letter attached to the front of the verb. So it's to do with the future. And an easy way to remember it is perhaps if they've got the on the end of the verb, they've got the letters on just the end, on the left hand end, then it's past. But if it's on the right hand end, and sometimes on the left, if it's always on the right hand with some on the left, it's a future tense. So future is to do with the right, and past is to do with the left. You'll need to become very familiar with both of these tables, the ones for the Qal Perfect here and the Imperfect, as they occur all the time on every sentence in the Bible. Don't worry if you can't remember all of them, but keep the table handy as you read the word in Hebrew, as you read the Bible. You will soon begin to remember with use. So just have these tables printed out, and there's a handy page or slide coming up that I recommend that you print out. A big confusion for beginners is that when you add a vav to the beginning of any verb, it changes or affects the tense. We saw this in the last lesson. A Qal Perfect past tense word becomes a future tense when we add a vav to it. If a vav, which means and, is added to a Qal Imperfect, the opposite occurs. The future tense is changed to a past tense, completed action, or a present tense sometimes. So if we put a vav at the beginning of these words, it'll change this from he will guard to and he guarded. And she will guard, if we put a vav in front of it, it changes it to she guarded. Again, practice makes perfect. You should be reading the words slowly and initially painstakingly. But with practice, it'll become more and more familiar. So we're going to have a look at plenty of examples of the Qal Imperfect Future Tense and also adding the vav to it and changing it into the past. So let's get into it.